Welcome to part one, LC and Heidi. What happened? The feud, the breakdown. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't think a series has stressed me out this much. Actually, they all pretty much stress me the fuck out. But it's just, there are so many little details that if you do not like tangents and you want just like a report, baby, go to Google right now. You can't say I didn't warn you. Go to Google. I lived it, and I'm gonna put you in the place. I'm gonna do the imagery, all of that, okay? So if you just want some black and white, like on December 6th, at scene outside, that's not gonna happen. I'm telling you right now. So for me and people around my age, Laguna Beach came out when we were in high school, and it was about high school kids. Okay, and like the crushes and the hot girl and the nice girl and the this and the that and whatever. And this boy was kissing this girl. It was just very relatable. And we also, as a nation, like I said in previous videos, we were super curious about the rich, skinny blonde girl. We were obsessed with her, you know, and Laguna Beach provided, okay? I don't even know Laguna Beach was on the map. If you asked me what Laguna Beach was, I would have said, oh, is that where the swamp monsters? I have no idea. But now, you know, I went to California with my best friend in 2009. I'm like, we got to go to Laguna. And we did. And we did. So The Hills is this reality TV show about these teenagers they started when they were like 18, right? In LA. And their lives and how they intertwine and how they deal with dating and life and work and all this crazy shit, right? LC, Lauren Conrad, is from Laguna Beach, okay? And at her freshman orientation at FIDM, she meets Heidi Montag and they become best friends. So when The Hills starts filming and Lauren is the main character, the main girl, Heidi is her roommate and best friend. There are many characters at play here besides Heidi Montag and Lauren Conrad. We have Audrina and we have Whitney, and we have side characters later, Kristen Cavallari, Stacy the bartender. But those are our four main girls, okay? Heidi, Elsie, Whitney, and Audrina. Okay. Whitney and Audrina later have talked about how they were pretty much scouted for the show, but Heidi and Lauren were real life besties. When I say this show was a phenomenon, I'm literally not exaggerating. I remember my poor little brother came up to me. I have to stand up. My Apple Watch is telling me to stand up, motherfucker. Okay, I did it. My brother would be like, Tefi, I need you to turn off The Hills because WWE Raw airs the same time as The Hills, and all my friends are talking about it at school. And I was like, no can do, babe. So he knows everything about Justin Bobby, but we'd have to Google the fights later so he would be cool at school. Part 2. Okay, part 2, Elsie and Heidi. Okay, so where do we begin? I guess season 1, where we meet Heidi, is really important. Elsie is a student at FIDM with Heidi, and Elsie is an intern at Teen Vogue. Remember Teen Vogue? I love Teen Vogue. And Heidi is working at an events production company called Bolt House. Yes, Bolt House. Anyway, the backstory kind of there is like Elsie very much knows that she wants to be in fashion. She's going to classes a lot, and she takes her Teen Vogue internship very, very seriously. That's where we meet Whitney Port, who's an angel of this earth. And then Heidi, however, she really off rip, like she doesn't give a shit about school really. She wants to party. Heidi wants to be famous. Listen, I know when we think of Heidi Montag, we immediately, like, she's synonymous with her now husband, Spencer Pratt, right? Who is best friends with Brody Jenner, who's Caitlyn Jenner's son. Brody Jenner is Kim Kardashian's ex-stepbrother. Okay. Anyway, when we think of Heidi Montag, we immediately think of Spencer. However, we met Heidi pre-Spencer. And when she met Spencer and things got more serious, they were absolutely edited and produced to be the villains of the show. Cast have later come out and said like 90% of the show was written. However, the breakdown of Elsie and Heidi's relationship was very real. The reason that this transformation that Heidi went through, and we will talk about that, was so shocking to viewers is because in season 1, people forget Heidi was a ride or die bitch. Before she kind of had to choose between Elsie and Spencer, which we will also talk about, she was very much a good friend to Lauren, especially when she was dating Jason. She, in my opinion, was extremely supportive, very present for her, very much her shoulder to cry on, and very like a good friend. She also was extremely vocal in a way where she had a boyfriend before Spencer, and she played no games. Like, I remember one time they were fighting and this kid said, shut up. And she said, don't talk to me like that. Like, she was very, and they're 18, 19, right? I remember watching that and being like, holy shit, that's amazing. So Heidi came off as somebody who was confident, knew who she was, and a great friend. And then suddenly this dude comes in and things start to change. Let's note too that at that age, being in love is extremely intense and extremely toxic I think for everybody on this earth, right? So we have to keep that in mind. Okay, part 3, LC and Heidi. All right, so like I said, Heidi Montag was very much framed to be like this wonderful friend to the main character, LC. In the beginning of The Hills, LC is dating this guy, Jason, who very much, if you look back, I guess when you are younger and you're watching this, you're like, oh, this is just how boys are, you know? But nay, we know better now. It's a different time. Very emotionally abusey and manipulative and gaslighty, for sure. He's very much the kid that would like cheat on you and you would confront him knowing that he cheated on you. He's like, what, I can't have friends? Like that kind of dude. He's in a much better place now. Here he's a wonderful father. He's sober, etc., etc. But let's get back. So Jason is somebody who definitely got in the way of LC's internship. Very much jealous, very jealous, which telltale sign. Heidi is there for all of it. There's a party, New Year's, where he gets jealous over something so minor, and at New Year's, like Lauren's like, I've never had a New Year's kiss, like a real New Year's kiss. I'm so excited. And at the New Year's party, Jason's like, oh, you know, like we're probably gonna break up tomorrow, but let's just like enjoy New Year's. I'll kill you. Anyway, Heidi immediately, like with her boyfriend there, leaves with Lauren to go support her friend. You know, like girl code 100%. Later on, of course, it's produced that Jason and Heidi's boyfriend at the time meet them at midnight and they do smooches and kisses, but it's very much like an up and down relationship. So in 2006, Kristen Cavallari and Brody Jenner know Heidi at this point and are like, Heidi's like, I really want to meet a guy if you know anybody. So Kristen and Brody were like, okay, what about Spencer? Reportedly, they go on a double date with Spencer and Heidi and they just hit it off. It was just like sparks. Immediately, cameras and producers are like, this guy's a fuckboy. He was a party dude. He was absolutely an F-boy. I hate saying that. It just feels so corny. So, but immediately, like, we're like, okay, this guy likes to date. He likes to flirt. He likes to party, okay? Pretty much immediately, we see toxic Spencer, toxic Heidi, toxic relationship. And at the receiving line of like hearing all of these complaints and being kind of like in first row of this like blowout toxic relationship is LC, right? Okay. So LC is pretty much like, I'm not going to support this. And in Heidi's defense, she's like, I supported your toxic relationship and I was there for you. You're not going to be there for moi? So a lot of people say this. A lot of people say that Lauren is not main character energy. I think it's because she wasn't like intense, you know, or she wasn't like, she wasn't asking for the attention. But in Laguna Beach, she was this nice girl that America loved. And in that time, in the 2000s, like I said, we were obsessed with this like California energy, like this like surfer, Hollister, Abercrombie, wealthy beach vibe, and the mean girl. But Elsie was the nice girl that didn't get the guy. And a lot of people were rooting for her, and we knew that she wanted to be in fashion. A lot of people wanted to follow her story, and MTV knew that. So kind of like how America loves Charli D'Amelio, this relatable energy, Elsie was like this like perfect mix of Okay, part 4, LC and Heidi. I just want to say I love this photo of them. It's always been my favorite photo. I feel like they look like best friends. So in the beginning of The Hills, the show is very much about like Elsie and her friends and the people that she dates and parties and how they deal with like drama, whatever. When Heidi met Spencer, the show took a turn and it was more Heidi and Spencer versus Elsie. Elsie is a fan favorite and star of the show. So immediately people were like, Heidi and Spencer suck. And Elsie is this like not victim, but Elsie, this isn't fair. Okay. I say victim because we'll get to it. So the fights between Spencer and Heidi were toxic, but as viewers, we kind of saw this like person we viewed Heidi as this outspoken, no bullshit, loyal friend, kind of like changing what it seemed like for a dude. And no, that's exactly what happened. We saw somebody who put her friendships and her own identity and her dreams before anybody. And then Spencer came in and it was kind of like, here was this guy who was extremely charismatic. He was funny, kind of maybe a little bit of Scott Disick energy. You know what I mean? He was funny and, but he was extremely manipulative and he always got his way, no matter what. And it was always like this huge blow up fight. And then Heidi telling her friends about this fight. Her friends, obviously being girlfriends, being like, this guy fucking sucks. And then he does this big gesture. And Heidi's like, well, I do love him. So your friends, I feel like a lot of us have been there. That's why, like, my mom is like, don't tell your friends about every fight that you have with your dude. Because people who love you are going to hate the people who aren't good to you. You know what I mean? And it's very hard to get them to forgive someone that they're not in love with and that when they think that you can do better. And that's exactly what happened. Elsie was like, I'm hearing all what's going on between you guys. I mean, in season 2, we start with Lauren breaking up with Jason after she got this opportunity to go to Paris with Teen Vogue. And her boss says the iconic line, you'll always be the girl that didn't go to Paris, right? At 2 weeks after she's offered that opportunity, her and Jason break up in real life. So we start with that really tearful opening, season 2. We meet Spencer, and Spencer cheats on Heidi after Elsie's warning about him. Elsie starts to distance herself from Heidi and starts becoming really close to Audrina. Okay. How are we doing? We doing okay? Part 5, Heidi and Elsie. So things kind of come to a head, and basically Heidi has to choose. Heidi has to choose between Spencer and her friendship with Lauren. And I feel like everybody at home was watching, was like, baby, please! Baby, please! And we think she's going to choose Elsie, but she chooses Spencer. And everybody that was watching was like kind of screaming at the screen. However, they are the first like people I ever saw with a jellyfish tank in their apartment. Okay? Another thing is like when we met Heidi, she's from Colorado. I want to say like very like salt of the earth. Like I already said, she was like a solid bitch, but she starts becoming like more Hollywood with Spencer. We start seeing it, you know, and we see Elsie kind of telling Heidi the truth. So there are two sides to this friendship, right? So one is Heidi's like, I was there for you in your toxic ass, manipulative ass relationship with Jason. It fell, whatever. Whatever. I was there for you. Like you can't be there for me during my relationship. And also I think Heidi thought, whatever, we'll argue about this later. She'll see why I love Spencer and we'll end up being friends. That did not fucking happen. Okay. Hello, Elsie screaming at Heidi. He's a sucky person. Heidi has even said that like she would find out where Lauren was, like at a bar, and go up to Lauren and be like, hi, Lauren, like, hi. And like Lauren would run away, you know? So she was like, oh, maybe my calculations were incorrect. Anyway, beginning of opening season 3, we hear that Lauren does not like a rumor going around about her. And she knows, apparently, somebody told her that Heidi and Spencer started this rumor about her. And it was so serious to her that she went on her website and was like, there is no intimate tape with me and Jason. That's what the rumor was, that there was like this, that somebody had a tape and was going to give it to the media. And Lauren went online on her website, and she's a very private person, extremely private person, and was like, there is no tape. That is why in the opener of season 3, I think, we hear LC go to Heidi, you know what you did, because Heidi played stupid and went up to Lauren and was like, why won't you be friends with me? Just tell me. Just tell me. And Heidi, you know what you did. So much that Spencer later admitted that it was him and he didn't like the way that Elsie was trying to take them down. And that's why he started that rumor. To fuck up like brand deals and shit like that. Oh, I did listen to it. I did. I listened to the whole fucking thing. I think it was little Chrissy Teigen syndrome. I think Heidi was drunk. I think she was a little tipsier than what she had intended to be. And she spoke a little bit more freely and emotionally than she should have. And I think that probably happens a lot, you know, even the beginning of the show, she's like, come on, catch up with me. I've been drinking for a while. So a lot of the things she said, she probably didn't mean to say in that way. And I'm giving her that benefit of the doubt. However, it bothers me when people fuck over other people. Like that rumor is disgusting, you know? It bothers me when people are just like, time has gone by, why can't they get over it? And, you know, we're all different people. That's true. A lot of time has gone by and you are different people. However, it's up to the people that are hurt to decide how they heal. And sometimes that healing does not involve you. And our friends and the people around us have the choice and get to decide who they allow within their energy, you know? And LC kept saying, like, you're changing, you're not, you know, the regular Heidi, and you're not the Heidi I know, and I don't think he's good for you. And he did cheat on her a lot, and he did entertain other women a lot. But for some reason, no, not for some reason, Heidi and Spencer have been together for 14 years. So obviously something is fucking working. I think more than 14 years. I can't do math, but they've been together math years, okay? So obviously something is working, and they very much love each other. I don't think Spencer is the same dude at all, you know, but who is the same person that they were when they were like 19, 20? Nobody, but they made a lot of toxic decisions. And I don't think that Elsie treated Heidi like a dog, like she said. I think that Elsie treated Heidi like someone she didn't like. And I think Heidi's friendship style is more enabling and like, I don't want to cause any negative feelings. Let me just go with the flow and I'll just be there for her. Versus Lauren, who's like, I'm sick of watching you make your bed and complain about it being uncomfortable. Which is our friend's right too, you know? Telling your friends the truth, which I have found to be difficult on both receiving and giving end. Telling your friends the truth about someone that you see them becoming attached to is really, really difficult. It's really difficult. But that was like the first time. Are you still friends with the people that you were friends with when you were 19, 20? Maybe some, but not everybody. But it was hard to watch a girl pick a guy over their best friend, because I think all of us have been someone's best friend. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? This is a long video. Well, someone's gonna complain about it, so. I get it, you hate me, I get it. Okay, I'm sorry for the confusion. They did not meet in high school. They met at freshman orientation for an art school in San Francisco, and Laguna Beach was currently filming. So LC met Heidi while she was still a cast member at Laguna Beach, but they did not meet in high school. It was a freshman orientation, it just wasn't for FIDM. Forgive me. Forgive me! Okay, part 6, LC and Heidi. Basically, after that rumor, Elsie is like, I don't want to be part of the show. And that's kind of where the wheel started turning for her to make her exit. When, God, I was skipping over so much because people in the comments are so, like, get to the point. Fine, but there are 600 fucking points in the hills. Do you understand? It's like 700 seasons. You know, like season 5, Kristen Cavallari comes in. It's like this whole thing. I want to talk about Justin Bobby. I loved Justin Bobby. Homeboy wore combat boots to the beach. And I loved it. But anyway, and at the end, you know, like Heidi and LC have a bunch of run-ins. Spencer calls her, is like, you need to be friends with Heidi again. I'm fast forwarding through so much shit. You need to be friends with Heidi again. LC later in an interview was like, nobody was on the other end of that phone. Spencer never apologized to me, which is insane. But LC ends up going to Spencer and Heidi's wedding. And that's kind of like the last time. That's how we like said goodbye to LC. Okay. I'm reading a lot of comments about how people are like, LC isn't main character energy. What is main character energy to you? You know what I mean? Because although she wasn't a main character, people continue to fuck over LC. You know, like Audrina thinking that she hooked up with Justin Bobby. Lo Bosworth making her choose between Audrina and her. Winnie Port didn't. Winnie Port did not, I feel. You know, like her friends wanted to be friends with Heidi again, like Audrina became friends with, it was just like this whole thing. And so America saw this really nice girl who didn't want to cause any drama. Okay. And her friends kept fucking her over. Guys kept fucking her over. So when she left the show, people were like, I want her to win. And we bought all of her shit. Like her line at Kohl's was super successful. Kohl's Cash is the foundation of the American economy. At the end of the day, LC and Heidi should not have been friends because they obviously have different morals and values, and neither of them are bad. They're just very different. Case in point, Heidi saying LC should have been the next Kylie Jenner. What she forgets to mention is that LC didn't want to be. She was sick of the public eye, and Heidi very much wants to be a part of the public eye. And anyway, Holly and Justin Bobby dated after filming Wrapped, which is crazy to me. Heidi's sister. That's insane to me. How? They broke up, obviously, but insane. I don't think Heidi is evil. I don't think Heidi is evil. I think Heidi was people-pleasing. And unfortunately, so when you try to please two people, you end up losing one. Okay? Personally, I cannot stand a person that doesn't take a side. Like, I need to know where you stand so I can know what I can expect from you. Like when people say like, oh, well, I don't really want to get in the middle of it. What the fuck do you mean? Your fiance, husband-to-be, boyfriend started a terrible, disgusting rumor about me. What do you mean you don't want to be in the middle? You literally are the middle. So I don't think that Heidi was evil. I think she was just a little weak, you know? And she didn't want to lose Spencer. And I think she thought LC would get over it and that they would reunite at some point. That did not happen. I think that's why she speaks about LC with such bitterness, because she thought that this would just blow over. Maybe, you know, once time passed, or when the show wrapped, or when they started having their own families, you know? Maybe. She's still friends with Audrina and most of the other cast, I think. I know she's still friends with Audrina. So to say somebody's evil, no. But I do think that Elsie got used to like a certain loyalty from her. And when it was yanked away, she was like, you're going to switch up on me for this dude who cheated on you and would take other girls to the bar and the club, text other women, rumored to have 2 phones. Really? So when it comes to how much you mean to somebody, I would be like, oh my God, is this who you are? Because if so, I cannot be part of this equation. If you're capable of standing back, letting somebody try to ruin my life, no. She just didn't want to lose Spencer. She was already so attached to Spencer. She was like, no. And you know what? They've been married forever. So, I don't know. Was it the right decision? I don't know. But they've been married for fucking ever. It wasn't like a fling. That would be awful. If they broke up after like 6 months, if I were Heidi, I'd be like SpongeBob and like, look. Okay. Okay, so absolutely changed because I'm gonna go hang out with my gorgeous, stunning, amazing cousin who is in town. But before I go, there is this YouTube video that I watch all the time. It's called Spencer Pratt's 6 Worst Moments on the Hills. Remember that, worst, but I watch it all the time. Just to remember the kind of person we were watching Heidi choose over LC, and I'm gonna show you some of them.
For me, that was the best. Like, I was proud of myself for not doing what I wanted to do to you. Because what I wanted to do and say to you, dear, woo! I didn't. Because I was praying like I do every day to not say the things that I want to say to you, to your mom. No, I'm not. That's why. Do you see how I'm not saying them?
Yeah.
I'm very proud of myself.
It's like your head's about to explode.
So,
when I tell you that I would be in jail if a man raised his voice, if anybody raised their voice to my sister, and then also in that same conversation said the things that I want to say to your mom about your mom, what do you want to say about my mom? Because I can go to jail. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'll go to jail right now. Say it. Say it with your chest. Woo!
I'm sorry if I disrespected you, but I'm very emotional these days.
Oh,
very.
Okay.
Very. So I say things that I feel.
I was the one that wanted.
What is that thing they say about women, why they can't be in leadership positions? Oh, because they're too emotional.
You liar.
Oh, I'm going to jail. Going to jail.
Heidi, like, you're not defending.
What?
We're so making peace, by the way.
Spencer's trying to reconcile with LC. Okay, I just want you to look at this.
You hate me, that's fine.
I don't hate you.
No, you do.
I just want my friend not to date you.
It's fine if you don't like me and you don't want me to date her. But let's not make it difficult for you to be best friends with. You made a little comments like this. I don't want to be in a room with Spencer when you.
I didn't say that. I said I don't really want to sit back and watch Spencer use you. That's what I said.
Okay.
Every time I see you at the club, you're hitting on other girls.
Relax. Take a deep breath. Heidi knows everything. Heidi gets me.
Relax, take a deep breath. I will, before I sumo. Relax, take a deep breath. Okay, so he asked Heidi to move in with him, and she says no. And look.
With all these girls, it's like, just tell me.
Heidi.
Don't blame it on like
Heidi.
a movie and think, yes.
If I wanted to go around with all these girls, you think trying to get you to move in is what I'd be doing? Does that sound like it makes sense to you?
Yeah.
It does. Because it doesn't really make sense to me. No, it doesn't really.
All right, well, my answer is no.
Sweet. My answer is get out of my car.
Oh my god, I just can't. Yeah, if you're talking about the plastic surgery, Heidi absolutely was playing 0 games. She went balls to the wall. She was no games, just sports, in it to win it. Okay. I think she did something like 10 procedures in one sitting. Not one sitting, but like, yeah, in one scoop. Look, okay, let's show you pictures. So let's read it together. I'm going to do my old lady reading face. Mini brow lift, Botox in forehead and frown area, nose job, revision, fat injections in the cheeks, and whatever, chin reduction, neck liposuction, ears pinned back, liposuction on waist, hips, and inner and outer thighs, and a butt augmentation. So this People magazine was at the checkout counter at Publix. And I was like, oh, I'm reading that cover to cover. Are you kidding me? So you have an idea of the difference. Listen, my opinion is that she was a very pretty girl. Okay, but I'm going to say this. At least she was honest about it. You know what I mean? Like all these girls that we see, you know, in the media, they're like, oh, I work out every day and I eat like a lot of salmon and I love almonds and salmon. And that's really like all that it really took. I'm like, really? That's why your nose changed? All that working out in the almonds and the salmons? That's what happened? But Heidi was like, yeah, I have the money and I don't like the way I look, so I'm going to change it. The only thing that fucks me up about it is
you left home, you had more confidence and more self-esteem than any person I'd ever met in my life.
Well, you know, growing up, I used to put water balloons in my bra, and I always wanted big boobs, and, you know, it's not anything new.
You said you want bigger boobs than you have now?
I actually wanted bigger ones, but they couldn't fit in.
It sounds to me like you want to look like Barbie.
I do want to look like
Why
Barbie.
would you want to look like Barbie? To everybody else that saw you, you were Heidi. Nobody in the world could have looked like Heidi Montag.
Are you telling me you don't think I look good?
Maybe you should rephrase the question.
No. Do I look good?
I mean, how do I go and say that, of course, I thought you were more beautiful before. I thought you were younger. I thought you were fresher looking. I thought you were healthier. What's done is done. So that's a terrible thing for me to say. But yes, that's how I feel. I felt that you were much more beautiful before. And I'm hoping that some of this will fade away and go away.
Just, I don't know how that scene made me feel. It definitely made me sad, but I can't like pinpoint it. You know, it made me sad for everybody. Like, it makes me feel. Yes. He told the magazine he went to the same high school with the Olsen twins. Took a picture of them drinking underage and sold it to a magazine for $50,000. He also said that he dated Nicole Richie so he could get her to try to eat. Wow. What a nice dude. He also bragged about how he tried to date every girl on the hills and that he eventually wants to come out with a Schmeck's tape with him and Heidi, which I find very ironic because of the rumor that he started. He told Complex magazine, when he admitted to starting the rumor, he says, if you try to mess with me, I'll nuke you. You know what I mean? Try to drop a bomb on me and I'll nuke you. Very tough guy. Tough guy.